Have you ever seen this alcove in Eastmarch? Most probably don't notice it, but you did. This is a temple to the ancestors, the elven pantheon at least. This is one idea of it. Now, why it exists in Skyrim is anyone's guess. Perhaps the ancient snow elves built it, or surviving aliens did to recreate what they had at White Gold Tower, but how they survived the journey to Skyrim would be unknown. Still, now that we're here, you might as well learn about some of the gods that are the elven pantheon. Auriel is the god of time, order, and ancestry, the leader of the Aedra in elven belief, the divine figure who represents elven origins, legitimacy, and continuity. To the Altmer, he is the one who led the elves away from chaos and toward perfection. His bow is a legendary weapon that channels the power of the sun. It is said to lie in the chantry to Auriel. He symbolizes divine authority, purity of purpose. Auriel governs time and linear progression, order and structure, ancestry and divine lineage, legitimacy of rule. Among the Altmer, Auriel is the central god seen as the first of their ancestors, the ideal they strive to return to. Auriel represents order over chaos, discipline over impulse, return to divine perfection. Ylfre is the god of nature, forests, and the natural order. One of the earth bones, fundamental spirits that stabilized reality after creation. The being who gave the world structure through story and form. He told the story of the world. That story became natural laws, shapes of plants and animals, the stability of nature itself. Among the Bosmer, Ylfre is central. They follow the Green Pact, which includes not harming plant life in Valenwood, living in balance with the forest. Ylfre is seen as the guardian of the forest's laws, the one who gave Bosmer their true form. He governs nature and forests, natural law and form, song, story, and memory of the world, balance between chaos and structure, worshipped mainly by Bosmer, but acknowledged by other elves, sometimes included in broader elven pantheons as Ylfre, and has worship among Bretons too, seen as quieter and more foundational than active gods. Finister is one of the ancestor gods of the elves, revered by the Altmer, known as the hero god of longevity, originally believed to have been an Altmer who ascended to divinity, associated with practical wisdom, survival, and long life. Finister's most famous contribution to elven kind is simple, but profound. He taught the Altmer how to extend their lifespans by shortening their walking stride. This is why Altmer are said to live far longer than humans. Finister is associated with longevity and endurance, careful living and measured action, travel and survival, primarily worshipped in Somerset Isles. He is especially revered among traditionalist Altmer, considered part of the Altmeri pantheon, alongside Auriel Trinimek, Sirabane. Finister represents a very elven philosophy, perfection through refinement, survival through discipline, power through understanding limits, not breaking them. Magnus is the god of magic and the architect of creation itself, the source of all magic, the architect of Mundus. If magic exists, it exists because Magnus designed the system that allows it. At the beginning of creation, Magnus designed the framework, the blueprint of reality. But then, he fled creation, tearing a hole into Aetherius. When Magnus escaped, his departure created a direct conduit to Aetherius. This is how Magicka flows into the world. Two of the most powerful artifacts tied to him are the Eye of Magnus of the Staff of Magnus. The eye is said to be pure Magicka, with his staff being the only way to access it fully. Magnus governs magic, creation, and design, understanding the structure of reality. He is worshipped by elves and some humans and is seen less as a ruler and more as a distant, almost abstract force. Magnus represents creation through intellect, power through understanding, freedom from limitation. Trinimac is a warrior god of strength, honor, and unity, and once the greatest champion of the elven gods. Trinimac is known as the strongest warrior of the Aedra, champion of Auriel, a symbol of order, discipline, and righteous war. Strength guided by purpose, Trinimac embodied strength and martial excellence, honor and loyalty, defense of divine order, unity of elven people. He was essentially the enforcer of Auriel's will. Trinimac opposed the prophet Veloth and his followers when they were guided to Morrowind by Azura, Boethia, and Mephala. Boethia intervened to the opposition. Boethia defeated Trinimac. Trinimac became Malakath. His followers were transformed into the Orsimer or Orcs. Though no longer what he once was, Trinimac is still revered by elves. He is not forgotten. Xerxes is revered as the god of knowledge, memory, and secret writings, especially among the Altmer. Xerxes is traditionally described as the scribe of Auriel, the divine keeper of records, lineage, and history, a figure who bridges mortal knowledge and divine understanding. In some Altmeri beliefs, he was originally a mortal, elevated due to his perfect memory and dedication to truth. Xerxes is most famously connected to the legendary artifact, the Ogma Infinium. This is a book of forbidden and infinite knowledge, later associated with Hermaeus. Mora Xerxes is believed to have authored or inspired the Ogma Infinium, but it ultimately became tied to Hermaeus Mora. Xerxes governs memory genealogy, secret knowledge and hidden texts, recording reality as it is, not as it's perceived. Xerxes is a pillar of intellectual society. His teachings reinforce order, continuity of lineage, respect for recorded truth. Sirabane is a hero god of magic who is believed to have once been mortal before ascending to divinity. Sirabane is known as the apprentice god of magic, a legendary Altmer archmage, a protector of mortals through knowledge and spellcraft. Unlike distant cosmic gods, Sirabane is a practitioner, someone who used magic to change the world. He is typically associated with enhanced magical ability, protection against magical threats, a symbol of responsible arcane mastery. Sirabane governs practical magic and spellcraft, wisdom through application, protection via arcane knowledge, teaching and guidance of mages. Sirabane is a central figure in magical education. Revered by scholars, battle mages, healers. Sirabane represents a very grounded magical ideal. Magic should serve life, not dominate it. Knowledge should be used responsibly. Power is proven through what you protect, not what you destroy.